ओके ओके जी। Hello students, how are you? Good morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Good morning, ma'am.
Morning.
Good morning, ma'am.
Where are other students? Only 73 of you are participating. Where are others? বাকিরা কোথায়? বাকিরা আসবে?
Assalamu alaikum, ma'am.
ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম। Should we wait or we should start?
Assalamu alaikum, ma'am.
ওয়ালাইকুম আসসালাম।
Assalamu alaikum, ma'am.
উর্মি, তোমাকে আমি হোস্ট করে দিয়েছি, তুমি এখন সবাইকে অ্যাডমিট করতে পারবে। বুঝতে পেরেছো?
ওকে ম্যাম।
আচ্ছা, ঠিক আছে।
Okay, so let's start. Today we will be learning about bones. Okay. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so at first we have to know what is bone. What is bone? Bone বলতে আমরা বাংলায় কি বুঝি? বাংলায় বুঝি যে আমাদের বডির যে হাড়গুলো আছে সেগুলোকে বুঝি, তাই না? তো বোনসের ডেফিনিশনটা আমাদেরকে জানতে হবে। ডেফিনিশন কি? ইটস আ স্পেশালাইজড রিজিড কানেকটিভ টিস্যু। স্পেশালাইজড রিজিড কানেকটিভ টিস্যু। ওকে, প্রত্যেকটা ওয়ার্ড কিন্তু ইম্পর্টেন্ট। স্পেশালাইজড রিজিড কানেকটিভ টিস্যু which is living, highly vascular, mineralized, constantly changing, with cells and fibers embedded in a calcified ground substance, forming the framework of the body. একটু বড়, a bit bigger, right? The definition is a bit bigger. You can write it down. I'm telling you, you can write it down. So bone is a specialized rigid connective tissue which is living, highly vascular, mineralized, constantly changing with cells and fibers embedded in a calcified ground substance forming the framework of the body. So bone actually it's a connective tissue. Our body we have 4 basic types of tissue in our body. Okay, there are 4 basic types of tissue. What are they? Epithelial tissue, connective tissue, muscular tissue, and nervous tissue. Okay, so we are talking about the connective tissue. Bone is a rigid form of connective tissue. Okay, blood is a liquid form of connective tissue. So bone is a rigid form of connective tissue and it's actually dense irregular connective tissue. Invariably you will be asked that what type of basic tissue is bone. Okay, so bone is a rigid form of connective tissue, and if you are asked about the variety of the connective tissue, that is the dense irregular connective tissue, and the covering of the bone is known as periosteum. Okay, the covering of the bone is known as periosteum, and periosteum actually is a specialized form of connective tissue. Bones is a specialized form of connective tissue. I'm sorry. Bone is a specialized form of rigid connective tissue, and periosteum is dense irregular connective tissue. Okay. So have you written the definition of bone? It's a specialized.
Ma'am, can you please repeat one more time?
Yes. It's a specialized rigid connective tissue. So if you are asked about the tissue, type of tissue of bone, that is the specialized rigid form of connective tissue. Okay, specialized rigid form of connective tissue, that is the bone. So it is living, okay, living, highly vascular, mineralized, constantly changing, living, highly vascular, mineralized, constantly changing, with cells and fibers. So there in the composition of bone, there will be some cells and there will be some fibers. Okay, cells and fibers embedded in a calcified ground substance forming the framework of the body. That is the bone. Okay, so bone is a specialized rigid form of connective tissue, and the covering of the bone is known as periosteum, and that is dense irregular connective tissue. Okay, dense irregular connective tissue is periosteum. Bones is specialized rigid form of connective tissue. Now come to the composition of bone. Composition of bone. I have already told you that bone has got some cells in the composition, in its composition, and matrix, cells and matrix. So is there any water in the composition of bone? If you were asked in the Viva exam, the answer will be yes. Okay, so bone is composed of water, water, and cells and matrix. Okay, there will be 25% water in its composition, and rest of the 75% will be constituted by bone cells and bone matrix. Okay, among them, actually within this 75%, 50% constitutes the bony matrix and 25% constitutes the bone cells. Okay, so what are the varieties of bone cells? What are the bone cells? At first, osteoprogenitor cell, and then osteoblast, and then osteocyte, and then osteoclast. These are 4 types of bone cells. Okay, these are 4 types of bone cells. So what are the bone cells? Bone cells are osteoprogenitor cells, osteoblast, osteocyte, and osteoclast. Okay, so here there is a tips for you. That is, if you see blast in the last name of any of the cell, you will think that this cell is immature cell. Okay, this is the immature cell. So osteoblast is the immature bone cell, and the mature bone cell is known as osteocyte. Okay, and then osteoclast. These are the 4 types of bone cells. And about matrix, there are inorganic portion and there are organic portion. I've already told you about the mineralization. There are some bony minerals, right? Like calcium, some salts, mineral salts, calcium phosphate, calcium sulfate. There are several types of bony salts that constitutes the inorganic part, and that's actually responsible, that actually gives the rigidity of the bone. Okay, so for the rigidity of the bone, the inorganic matrix is responsible, the mineralization is responsible, and organic matrix, that is composed of type 1 collagen fiber and some ground substance. Okay, so collagen fibers are connective tissue fibers. Okay, collagen fibers are connective tissue fibers, and I have told you about the ground substance. Ground substance, there are several names. You have to memorize the names now. It may be a little bit tough for you, but you have to memorize the names of the ground substance. Okay, glycosaminoglycans, proteoglycans, chondroitin sulfate, keratin sulfate. These are some names of ground substance. So if I can summarize the composition of bone, I want to summarize the composition of bone. Bone is composed of 25% water and 75% cells and matrix. Okay, 25% water and 75% cells and matrix. And there are 4 types of bone cells. Number 1 is osteoprogenitor cell. Number 2 is osteocyte. Number 3 is number 2 is osteoblast. Number 3 is osteocyte, and number 4 is osteoclast. Okay, and bone matrix, there are inorganic matrix and there are organic matrix. And inorganic matrix is composed of the bony salts, mineral salts, and the organic matrix is composed of type 1 collagen fiber and some ground substances. Okay, and some ground substances. So what are the functions of bone actually? Can someone tell me what are the functions of bone?
Structure to the body.
Act as a framework.
Transmission.
Yes, I've already told you that in the definition, I've told you that it forms the framework of the body, right? It forms the framework of the body. So, framework, maintaining the shape, these are some mechanical functions. So, we can divide the function of bone into 3 groups. Okay, one is the mechanical function, another one is the metabolic function, and the other one is the synthetic function. We have to remember the synthetic function. Okay, bone marrow. Bone contains bone marrow, long bone contains bone marrow, and bone marrow is responsible for hemopoiesis. Poiesis means synthesis, hemo means blood. Okay, so there are some cells in the blood we all know about the RBC, about the WBC, and about the platelet. Okay, so bone marrow is responsible. Actually, bone is responsible for synthesis of blood cells. Okay, so hemopoiesis. This is the synthetic function of bone. And about the if I want to talk about
Ma'am.
yes.
ম্যাম আমাদেরকে একটু স্ক্রিন শেয়ার দিয়ে স্লাইড দিলে ইজি হতো, আমরা অনেক পয়েন্ট মিস করছিলাম।
Yes, I am having some trouble. Okay, I'm having some trouble with screen sharing. I have a presentation. আমি রেডি করেছি তোমাদের জন্য, বাট আমার একটু সমস্যা হচ্ছে স্ক্রিন শেয়ারিং এ। তোমরা আজকের ক্লাসটা করে ফেলো, নেক্সট ক্লাসে স্ক্রিন শেয়ার করে পুরোটা তোমাদেরকে দেখিয়ে দেবো। ঠিক আছে?
থ্যাংক ইউ ম্যাম। ম্যাম আমাদেরকে পিডিএফ যদি মেইল করে দিতেন, আফরোজ ম্যাম আমাদেরকে মেইলে দিয়ে দিত পিডিএফ।
সেটা অবশ্য করা যায়। ওকে 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 ওকে, আই ক্যান শেয়ার মাই স্ক্রিন, জাস্ট আ মিনিট, ইউ সি, I can share, just a minute. তোমাদের কাছে কি আগে থেকে শেয়ার করা থাকে সেটা বলছি?
নো ম্যাম, আমাদেরকে পরে ক্লাসের পরে আফরোজ ম্যাম পাঠাতেন।
নো ম্যাম, জুমের নিচে স্ক্রিন শেয়ার অপশন থাকে, আর ক্লাস শেষে হচ্ছে আফরোজ ম্যাম হচ্ছে সিআরদের মেইল করে দিত পিডিএফ গুলো লেকচারের।
দেখো তো তোমরা দেখতে পাচ্ছ কিনা?
জি ম্যাম, দেখতে পাচ্ছি।
ইয়েস ম্যাম।
ইয়েস ম্যাম, থ্যাংক ইউ সো মাচ ম্যাম।
থ্যাংক ইউ ম্যাম।
থ্যাংক ইউ ম্যাম।
ওকে, তোমরা কি দেখতে পাচ্ছ?
ইয়েস ম্যাম। ইয়েস ম্যাম।
ইয়েস ম্যাম।
ওকে, so I was talking about the definition, right? And this is the composition of bone actually. Okay, there are four types of cells, and in the matrix there are several types of inorganic matrix and organic matrix. Okay, so in the inorganic matrix there will be some minerals, right? Okay, there will be some minerals: calcium, phosphate, magnesium, sodium, and potassium. These constitute the inorganic matrix, and I've already told you that they are responsible for the rigidity of the bone. They are responsible for the rigidity of the bone. Okay, and organic matrix, there will be type 1 collagen fiber, and there will be ground substance. Ground substance e koyekta naam likhe nao: glycosaminoglycan, proteoglycan, and glycoprotein. Okay, glycosaminoglycan, proteoglycan, and glycoprotein. লিখতে পেরেছো এটুকু?
ইয়েস ম্যাম।
Okay, so these are the functions of bone: mechanical function, metabolic function, synthetic function. Mechanical function is protection of vital organs. It provides shape of the body. And I have already told you about the synthetic function, right? Synthetic function means it's responsible for hemopoiesis. Hemopoiesis means synthesis of bone cells, blood cells, sorry, bone, not the bone cells, blood cells. Hemopoiesis means synthesis of blood actually. So metabolic function, it stores some and it maintains the acid base balance, and it is also responsible for detoxification of some toxic end products of our body. So these are the functions of bone. And now classification of bone. This is a bit clumsy. I'm making it clear to you. Okay. So bones can be classified on several grounds. Okay. Bones can be classified on several grounds. According to position, they are axial bone and appendicular bone. So the bones which are lying at the midline of our body, that are the axial bone. Okay, and the bones of our both upper limbs and lower limbs, they are present on the side of the body, right? Not in the midline. So they are known as the appendicular bones. Okay, so axial bones, in the axial bones, if we want to know the examples of axial bone, they are the skull bones, bones of the head, okay, skull bones, and bones of our vertebral column, যেটাকে আমরা মেরুদণ্ড বলি। হ্যাঁ, সেখানে কি আছে? ভার্টিব্রা আছে, যেটাকে তোমরা বাংলায় কশেরুকা পড়ে এসছো। সেগুলো হচ্ছে সেন্ট্রালি আছে, বডির মাঝখানে বসে আছে, সেগুলোকে বলা হয় এক্সিয়াল বোন। ঠিক আছে, স্কাল বোনস, ভার্টিব্রা অ্যান্ড আওয়ার থোরাসিক কেজ মানে কি? এই যে আমাদের বুকের যে খাঁচা আছে সেটা। ওকে, সো বোনস অফ আওয়ার থোরাসিক কেজ, দ্যাট আর স্টার্নাম and ribs. Sternum and ribs are bones of thoracic case. Okay, so axial bones and appendicular bones. Appendicular bones are examples are upper limb and pectoral girdle. Pectoral girdle, that is here, that is present here along with clavicle and scapula. Their pectoral girdle is formed, and the upper limb, and the pelvic girdle and the lower limb. Okay, pelvic girdle is composed of hip bone and the head of the femur. Okay, so these are the appendicular bones. So according to position, bones can be classified into axial bone and appendicular bone. According to ossification, so what do we mean by ossification? Ossification is the process of bone formation. Okay, ossification is the process of bone formation, and there are several types of ossification. If bones ossify from a cartilaginous model, that is known as cartilaginous ossification. Okay, if bone ossifies from a membrane, that is known as membranous ossification. And in some of the bones, both the membranous and cartilaginous ossification occurs. Okay, so that ossification is known as membranocartilaginous ossification, and that bone in which both membranous and cartilaginous ossification occurs, that is known as membranocartilaginous bone. Okay, so membranous bones are skull bones, you have to remember. Okay, membranous bones are our skull bones, and cartilaginous bones, most of the bones, especially the long bones of our body, are cartilaginous. Okay, most of the bones are cartilaginous. And membranocartilaginous bones, there are three names: temporal bone, mandible is here. Okay, bones of our lower jaw, that is known as mandible. Okay, and bones that is present alongside the ear, alongside of our ear, backside of our ear, that is known as actually temporal bone. That is also a skull bone, but some part of temporal bone ossifies in cartilage. Okay, so that's why they are known as membranocartilaginous bone. And occipital bone, the bones that is present in the most backward position in our skull, that is known as occipital bone, and upper part of the occipital bone ossifies in membrane and lower part ossifies in cartilage. As both membranous and cartilaginous ossification occurs in the same bone, that is in the mandible, in the temporal bone, and in the occipital bone, they are known as membranocartilaginous bone. Is that clear to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Whatever.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Yes. Just a minute. I can't hear you properly. I'm just raising the voice. Okay, now tell me. মেমব্রেনাস বোন গুলোকে অবভিয়াসলি ফ্ল্যাট বোন বলা যাবে। ওকে, তোমাকে মনেই রাখতে হবে এভাবে যে স্কাল বোনস গুলার ম্যাক্সিমাম হচ্ছে ফ্ল্যাট বোন এবং ফ্ল্যাট বোন গুলো মেমব্রেনাস অসিফিকেশন হয়। এটা হচ্ছে একটা স্বতঃসিদ্ধ রুল আর কি, বুঝতে পারছো? Okay, so now come to the most important classification. Can you see my shared screen?
No, ma'am.
It's gone. Okay, I'm sharing you. Now?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Okay. So now come to the most important classification of bone, morphological classification. And morphological classification here you can put star to the power infinity. Okay, it's a very important written question. It's invariably asked in the Viva exam. Whatever the bone you are holding, the thing that you are holding, the sternum, you will be asked what type of bone is it. And teacher wants to know about the morphological classification, whether you know the morphological classification or not. Okay, so this is very, very important. Morphologically, bones can be classified into these types: long bone, short bone, flat bone, irregular bone, pneumatic bone. Okay, irregular bone, pneumatic bone, and can you see? And what?
Yes, ma'am.
Sesamoid bone.
Right, sesamoid bone. So there are another classification, another variety also, that is the accessory bone. I haven't written here, but that is written in your book. Okay, so accessory bones are also there. Now come to the long bone. আমরা long bone কোন bone গুলোকে বলবো? Long. So their length exceeds their breadth. Okay, the bones in which the length exceeds the breadth, that are known as long bone. Okay, so long bone, the classification of long bone is also very, 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 very important. There are some typical long bones, there are miniature long bones, and there are modified long bones. Okay, so typical long bones, why they are typical, you have to know. Miniature long bones, why they are miniature, and what's the difference of the miniature long bone with the typical long bone, that are important question. And modified long bone, in which aspect they are modified, what are the modifications of these bones, why they are called long bone. These are the questions related to long bone. Okay, so at first come to the typical long bone. Typical long bone, what I have already told you, that length will exceed the breadth, that is the typical long bone. And most of the bones of our body are typical long bones, especially most of the bones of our limbs, right, that are typical long bone. If we want to know the example, humerus, femur, radius, ulna, tibia, fibula, these are the examples of typical long bone. And a typical long bone must have two epiphyses and an intervening diaphysis. Okay, two epiphyses, that means two ends, and an intervening shaft. Diaphysis indicates the shaft. Okay, তার মানে হচ্ছে একটা লং বোন হতে হলে তার লেন্থটা অবশ্যই ব্রেডকে এক্সিড করতে হবে, তার দুইটা এন্ড থাকতে হবে, ঠিক আছে, একটা আপার এন্ড একটা লোয়ার এন্ড, এন্ড তার হচ্ছে ভার্টিক্যালি, বডিতে তাকে ভার্টিক্যালি থাকতে হবে। ভার্টিক্যালি থাকা মানে কি? at the 90-degree angle with the ground. Okay, 90-degree angle with the ground, that is known as vertical placement. Okay, so usually, typically, long bones are situated vertically in our body. Typically, their length exceeds the breadth, and typically they have two ends or two epiphyses and an intervening shaft or diaphysis. Okay, is that clear to you, the characteristic features of typical long bone? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Now come to the miniature long bone. Miniature long bone, at first you can see the examples, the metacarpals. Here there are 5 metacarpals for 5 digits, right? So we have 10 metacarpals in our both hands, right? So in the anatomy, you already know that in the anatomy, this portion after the wrist joint, this is known as hand, right? This is hand actually. And this portion is the arm. From the shoulder joint to the elbow joint, this portion is known as the arm. And from the elbow joint to the wrist joint, this portion is known as the forearm. Okay. So our upper limb has got three main parts in our anatomy. That is the arm, the forearm, and the hand. And in the hand, we have carpal bones. Carpal bones here. Okay, there are 8 carpal bones here. And some of them, 2 of them forms the wrist joint with the radius. Okay, so wrist joint, another name of wrist joint is radiocarpal joints. Okay, so there are some carpal bones. There are 5 metacarpal bones, and the digital bones or the bones of the fingers are known as the phalanges. I think you already know this, or this is new to you. I want to know.
We know, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. We know it
Okay.
earlier.
Okay. Thank you very much. So miniature long bones, the examples of miniature long bones are metacarpals, metatarsals, and phalanges. Okay. These are miniature long bones. Why they are called miniature long bone, and why they are long bone but not typical long bone. You have to know the difference of miniature long bone with the typical long bone. Okay, so miniature long bone has got single epiphysis at one end only. This is the basic difference. Okay, miniature long bone has got single epiphysis at one end. So unlike the typical long bone, they have epiphysis at their one end. And obviously they have got one diaphysis or shaft, but epiphysis, number of epiphysis is 1. Okay. So modified long bone. Let's go to the modified long bone. Modified long bones are clavicle and vertebral body. Just note this. Clavicle is our beauty bone here. It lies here, right? Another name is beauty bone. So clavicle is modified long bone. What are the modifications of clavicle and why we are calling it long bone? Why we are calling it long bone? We have to know. And see, you can't tell that vertebra is a modified long bone because whole of the vertebra is not long bone. Okay, only the body of the vertebra is long bone. So important characteristic feature of a long bone is transmission of body weight. Okay, transmission of body weight is important function of a long bone, of a typical long bone, of a miniature long bone. And the clavicle and the vertebral body, only the body of the vertebra, they help in weight transmission of weight of the body. They help in transmission of weight of the body. Okay, that's why they are called long bone. So this is the answer why they are called long bone. Clavicle is not a long bone. Clavicle, the morphological features don't support the characteristic features of long bone. Okay, but still it's classified into the long bone family. Okay, why? Because it helps in transmission of body weight, transmission of weight from the upper limb. Is that clear to you? That's why clavicle and body of the vertebra is known as long bone. And why they are called modified long bone? Obviously, they have some morphological modification. We are talking about the morphological classification, and obviously they have got some morphological modification. Clavicle, we all know that all the long bones must lie vertically in our body, but clavicle is lying horizontally, right? Parallel to the ground. They are lying horizontally in the body. All the long bones have got a medullary cavity with 2 ends and an intervening shaft, but clavicle has no end or epiphysis. It has got a shaft, but they can't be called epiphysis or diaphysis. Okay, and it doesn't have any medullary cavity. Clavicle don't have any medullary cavity. Okay, So these are the modifications of clavicle. And what are the modifications of vertebral body? Vertebral body is not a long bone at all, right? Vertebral body, যেটাকে আমরা কশেরুকা পড়ে এসেছি বাংলাতে, সেটার লং বোন হওয়ার কোনো ক্রাইটেরিয়াই নাই অ্যাকচুয়ালি। আমরা যখন ভার্টিব্রা পড়বো, তোমরা কি ভার্টিব্রা পড়েছো অলরেডি? পড়েছো নিশ্চয়ই।
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right. So you already you know that vertebral body don't have the characteristic morphological features of long bone, right? So that's why they are called modified long bone. So here the classification of long bone is important. Why the typical long bone is typical, what are the typical characteristic features, and what are the example. Miniature long bone, what are the difference, or what is the difference of miniature long bone with the typical long bone, that's also important. And modified long bone, why they are called long bone, what are their modifications, you have to know this. Okay, so now come to the short bones, carpal and tarsal bones. Yes, tell me please.
I have a question. If we were
Yeah.
asked to give an example of modified long bone, do we have to say vertebral body, or can we say vertebra?
You can't say vertebra because vertebra has got two parts, right? Body and arch. Vertebral arch is not modified long bone. Only the body is modified long bone, because only the body of the vertebra is responsible for weight transmission of weight of the body. Okay, so you have to tell specifically, your answer will be very, very specific, that vertebral body is modified long bone, not the whole vertebra. Arch is not a modified long bone, vertebral arch. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, so short bones. Short bones, what are the characteristic features of short bone? If we want to know, typically each of the short bone is cubical in shape, and they have 6 surfaces. Okay, they have 6 surfaces, and the example, if we want to know the example of short bone, carpal and tarsal bones are short bone. Carpal bones in the upper limb and tarsal bone in the lower limb. And I have told you about the 6 surfaces. Among them, 4 surfaces are articular, and remaining 2 surfaces are responsible for bony attachment of muscles, tendons, ligaments. Okay, so short bones have got 6 surfaces. They are cubical in shape, and among the 6 surfaces, 4 surfaces are articular. That means they take part in joint formation, and remaining 2 surfaces are responsible for attachment of muscles, ligaments, and pierced by blood vessels. And all short bones ossify in cartilage after birth. That means cartilaginous ossification occurs there, and after birth, their ossification center appears after birth, except talus, calcaneus, and cuboid. Okay, their ossification starts in intrauterine life. Their ossification starts in intrauterine life, talus, calcaneus, and cuboid. Okay, these 3 are actually tarsal bones. And now come to the flat bones. Bones of the vault of the skull, they are flat bones. Ribs, sternum, scapula, they are also flat bones. And flat bones consist of, if I want to tell you about the basic structure of a long bone, I can show you actually. So basic structure of bone: outer compact bone, inner spongy bone, and a marrow cavity. Okay, so centrally there will be a marrow cavity. If we think about typical long bone, centrally there will be a marrow cavity. If you think about the chicken drumstick, the bones present within the chicken drumstick, if you can think about that bone. At the innermost part, there are some what can I say, some firm structures, firm things that comes out after you break down that bone with using your teeth, right? So that is the marrow actually, that is the bone marrow, and bone marrow is contained within the marrow cavity, and the marrow cavity is covered by spongy bone, and spongy bone is covered outside by the compact bone, and this compact bone is covered outside by the periosteum. Okay, I have already told you that covering of the bone is known as periosteum, and periosteum has got 3 layers. I will tell you that later on. So now come to the point structure of the bone. So outer compact bone, inner spongy bone, and innermost marrow cavity. Okay, so if we think that if we can want to see, this is the spongy bone. Actually, spongy bone are porous. Okay, spongy bone are porous, and they are the spongy part is known as cancellous bone and composed of network of trabecula. Okay, so these are some network of trabecula, and there are some pores. Spongy part of the bone is soft, actually it's porous. Okay, and this spongy bone is covered by compact bone, and this compact bone, the structural unit of a compact bone, here you can see the Haversian system. I will tell elaborately about the Haversian system. Just you know that the structural unit of a compact bone, outer compact layer of a typical long bone, is the Haversian system, and this blue colored structure is periosteum actually. Okay, so marrow cavity is present in the shaft or diaphysis. Marrow cavity is present in the shaft or diaphysis. So if we have a transverse section of bone through the shaft or diaphysis, what will be the structures from inside outwards? Can you please tell me? আমরা যদি একটা লং বোনকে কাটি, ট্রান্সভার্স সেকশন করি, তাহলে ভেতর থেকে বাইরের দিকে আমরা কি কি স্ট্রাকচার পেতে পারি?
outer compact, inner spongy,
Matrix, spongio,
covered
compact
this
bone,
bone
then
and
periosteum.
outer compact.
Anatomy answer, you must be very much specific in your answer. You have to be very careful what you are asked. Okay, I have asked you from inside outwards. You can't start from the compact part, because I have asked you
Matrix.
from inside outwards. So innermost part, in the innermost part there will be the marrow cavity containing the bone marrow, right? As I am talking about the shaft. Shaft contains bone marrow in its innermost part, most centrally, right? So there will be a marrow cavity containing the bone marrow, and this marrow cavity will be covered by spongy bone, and then outermost part there will be compact bone covered by periosteum. Okay, and if we cut along the upper end, if we cut along here, there will be no marrow cavity, right? Only the spongy part or cancellous bone covered by the compact bone, covered by the periosteum. Is that clear to you? So
Yes, ma'am.
no, some of you have told no. I am telling you that at both ends there are no marrow cavities. তোমরা জাস্ট মুরগির হাড়ের কথা চিন্তা করো। মুরগির দুই মাথায় যে অংশটা থাকে, সেই দুই মাথায় কি কোনো ক্যাভিটি থাকে? কামড় দিলে পুরোটাই বোনস থাকে, তাই না? কোনো ক্যাভিটি তো থাকে না। সো এই আমাদের হিউম্যান বডিতেও লং বোনে দুইটা এন্ডে কোনো ম্যারো ক্যাভিটি নাই, ঠিক আছে? কোনো মজ্জা নাই, যেটাকে আমরা বাংলায় মজ্জা বলি। So there is no marrow cavity, no bone marrow at both ends. So if we cut the bone here, this is very important because this is the bone histology. Okay, so concentrate. So if we cut the bone, if we have a transverse section here at the upper end, at the level of epiphysis or at the level of epiphyseal plate, what will be the structure? The spongy bone will be covered by the compact bone, and this compact bone will be covered by the periosteum, right? There will be no marrow cavity. The difference will be, and the compact part usually the compact part, the portion of the compact part reduces. Okay, portion of the compact part reduces. So if you want to see the bone, see, this is the end, right? This is the upper end, this is the lower end, and the marrow cavity starts from the shaft. In the upper end and in the lower end, there will be no marrow cavities. Okay, and if we cut the bone along the shaft, along the diaphysis, middle of the diaphysis, there will be marrow cavity centrally that will be covered by porous cancellous bone or spongy bone that will be covered by compact bone. Okay. Sorry. So I was here, right? The flat bone. In case of flat bone, there are two compact bone structure. In the structure of the flat bone, there are two layers of compact bone and a spongy layer. Layer of spongy bone are within the two layers of compact bone. Okay. And in case of skull bones only, the compact bones are known as table. Okay. So there are outer table, there are inner table, and in between the outer and inner tables, there are spongy bones known as diploid. Okay. So the structure of skull bones, or basically the flat bones, there are outer and inner tables and middle diploid. This is the structure of flat bone, and usually flat bones ossify in membrane. There are exceptions. Ribs and sternum, they undergo intracartilaginous ossification. Their ossification is not membranous. Okay, so usually flat bones, that's why I'm using the word usually. Okay, so usually flat bones ossify in membrane. Intramembranous ossification occurs here. And flat bones, the examples are vault of the skull, ribs, sternum, and scapula. I have used the word vault. Okay, if we cut the skull here, the upper part of the skull, total skull, upper part of the total skull is known as vault, just like a cap. Okay, cap here. So that is the vault, and that vault is composed of flat bones all through, and the bones of the vault of the skull ossify in membrane. Okay. And I have told you two names, occipital bone and temporal bone. They are also bones of the skull, but they have got some portion of them has got intracartilaginous ossification. Okay. So now come to the irregular bone. Irregular bones are bones of the base of the skull. Okay. So vault of the skull, upper portion of the skull contains flat bone, and lower portion of the skull contains irregular bone. Okay, and vertebra is an very important example of irregular bone, and hip bone, bones of our waist. Okay, that is known as the irregular bone. They are known irregular because of their irregular shapes, because of their irregular morphology. They are called irregular bones. And pneumatic bones. Pneumatic bones, actually pneuma, this word comes from air. ওকে, বাতাসকে নিউমা বলা হয়। যেমন ধরো নিউমোথোরাক্স একটা ওয়ার্ড আছে, নিউমোপেরিটোনিয়াম ওয়ার্ড আছে। থোরাক্সে মানে আমাদের চেস্ট ক্যাভিটিতে যদি বাতাস বের হয়ে আসে, লাংস ফুটো হয়ে, তাহলে সেই কন্ডিশনটাকে বলা হয় নিউমোথোরাক্স। সেরকমই পেরিটোনিয়াল ক্যাভিটি মানে অ্যাবডোমেনে যদি বাতাস চলে আসে, সেটাকে বলা হয় নিউমোপেরিটোনিয়াম। তার মানে হচ্ছে নিউমো ওয়ার্ড, দিস নিউমো ইন্ডিকেটস এয়ার। Okay, so pneumatic bone, they indicate that the bones contain air-filled cavities within them. Okay, and this air-filled cavity lightens them. Okay, these air-filled cavities lightens them, and they are lined by mucous membrane, and usually they are in close proximity. Okay, who is the seer of the batch?
Ma'am, we have different groups and there are
different. Okay, some of you, one of you. Okay, I can tell. Roll number 110. Are you the seer? Are you one of the seer?
Yes, ma'am, she is.
Okay, so take a screenshot of the participants. Okay, and send me that as your percentage.
Ma'am, I'm the seer of E group.
No problem at all. I'm giving you the responsibility that you will take the screenshot now of all of the participants and give it to me.
Okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
Okay. So pneumatic bones, they have got some air-filled spaces within them, and frontal bones, sphenoid bone, maxilla, all of them are bones of ear, okay, bones of the face, and they are present in close proximity to our nasal cavity. We all know that we inspire air, we expire air through our nares, anterior nares, right? And the nasal cavity is responsible for our air passage. And the bones surrounding the nasal cavity, that contains some air-filled spaces. And these air-filled spaces, what are the importance of these air-filled spaces? You have to know, okay? You have to know the importance of air-filled spaces. They lightens the bone. They actually conditions the air we are taking, and sometimes they are infection, they reduce infection. And now come to the sesamoid bone. Sesamoid, this word came from the word sesame, and this is actually Arabic in origin, and this means seed, okay? Sesamoid means seed. So these bones actually develops as a seed from tendon of some muscles, okay? They actually develop from the tendon of some muscle, and they have some specialties. What are their specialties? They develop in tendon of muscle. This is one of the specialty, and they ossify after birth, and they are devoid of periosteum. They are devoid of periosteum, and Haversian systems are also absent, okay? Roll number 88 and roll number 79, they want to enter now, but that's not possible because we have to end our class now. I can't admit them. So sesamoid bone, they have some peculiarities, they have some specialties. What are they? They develop in the tendon of some muscle as a seed, okay? And they don't have any periosteum, they don't have any Haversian system, and they develop after birth, yeah, in the tendon of some muscles. And pisiform, it's an important pisiform is an important carpal bone, okay? And that is develops from the from a muscle flexure carpi ulnaris. Just like that, patella, the bones, the moving bone in front of our knee joint, there's a bone, right? There's a cap of bone that moves actually. That is known as patella, and patella develops in quadriceps femoris. Ek minute pore. Okay, so patella is also an example of sesamoid bone. You can go through the book, okay? So classification of bone we have just completed, and in the next class we will complete the bone part. We will try to complete. That's all for today. Probably you have another class. And accessory bone, if I want to tell you, they are accessory bone. Accessory, that means extra, and they are supernumerary bones. You can go through the book about the accessory bone. That's not important actually. So morphological classification is very, very important, and you have to know very, very elaborately about the morphological classification. Is that clear to you? Yeah.
Which book should we go through for this topic?
You can go through the Dotto, okay? General anatomy part. Dotto, general anatomy part.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, thank you very much. That's all for today.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Walaikum assalam.
Assalamualaikum, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Walaikum assalam.
Thank you, ma'am.